Trypticon is the name of two fictional characters in the Transformers series. Transformers, Generation 1, Trypticon is the Decepticons' principal command base. He has three modes: a city, a mobile battle station, and a Godzilla-like form. In each mode, he has a variety of weapons. The toy version of the Godzilla mode can actually walk, operated with a battery-powered motor. Although Trypticon appeared to be a ruthless killer, delighting in his battles, Trypticon was in fact insecure, wondering if the Decepticon cause was in fact the right one for him. Trypticon is aided with two remote-controlled drones, called Full Tilt and Brunt. Trypticon unregistered trademark S Autobot counterpart is Metroplex. Animated series equals. The Transformers. In the TV series, Trypticon was created in 2005 by the Constructicons, who built him out of a human city to act as the main weapon in the Earth-based half of the Decepticon Quintesson Alliance. Unregistered trademark S two-pronged strike on the Autobots. Trypticon unregistered trademark S first action was the destruction of the Ark, and he then proceeded to attack the helpless Autobot city. The Site unregistered trademark S subsection, the colossal Autobot known as Metroplex, had been left unable to transform by the destruction of his transforming cog, but just in time, Blur, Wheelie, Skylynx and Marissa Fairborn returned with the replacement, allowing Metroplex to transform to robot mode and dispose of Trypticon, defeating him in battle and hurling him into the ocean. Trypticon survived the encounter, however, and walked across the seabed to Dinobot Island, where he recuperated. In short order, however, he was located by the Decepticon wheeler-dealer, Octane, who took him to the Socialist Democratic Federated Republic of Carbomia, where the Counter-unregistered trademark S ruler, supreme military dictator, king of kings, and president for life Abdul Fakhadi paid for their military services. When Fakhadi tired of spending his Counter-unregistered trademark S oil on the two Decepticons, Trypticon began to steal national monuments to placate him, but eventually the arrival of Galvatron forced Fakhadi to call on the Autobots. Once again, Metroplex battled Trypticon and defeated him. One of Trypticon unregistered trademark S eyes was stolen by Starscream's Ghost and Scourge for Unicron, and Starscream then possessed Trypticon himself in order to deliver the Behemoth's transforming cog to Unicron. Before Starscream could direct Trypticon to make the connections that would give Unicron a new body, however, the Decepticons inside Trypticon disconnected some of his systems, leaving him immobile and preventing Starscream from making him move. In preparation for a later attack on Autobot City, the Decepticons successfully stole Metroplex's transforming cog. In retaliation, however, the Autobots had their human allies appropriate Trypticons. With each of the cities now fitted with the other's incompatible cog, Trypticon and Metroplex battled again, partially transforming back and forth from mode to mode, until First Aid correctly aligned the cog within Metroplex, allowing him to fully transform and defeat Trypticon yet again. Trypticon's last appearance saw him called to a dead world in an ancient region of the galaxy along with many other Transformer primitives, where they were charged with defeating Tondran, the creation of insane genius Primacron, who had also built Unicron. Unfortunately for Trypticon, he was the first to fall to Tondran, and, drained of all his energy, nearly crushed his comrades as he collapsed. When Tondran was defeated, the energy he absorbed was released, restoring Trypticon. Nevertheless, he did not make any further appearances in the American cartoon series. Trypticon was voiced by Brad Garrett. Transformers, Headmasters, the Japanese cartoon series, however, was a different story. There, Trypticon, or Dinosaur, as he is known in Japan, was introduced in the direct-to-video special, Transformers, Scramble City, which took place at an unspecified point between the show's second season and the movie. At the special's conclusion, Trypticon makes his dramatic introduction, rising up from the ocean's depths, about to square off against Metroplex. And that's where the story ended. The cliffhanger to Scramble City was never resolved. It is also unknown whether Trypticon was constructed new or built using the Decepticons' sunken base from seasons 1 and 2 as a base. Subsequently, the third season of the show aired in Japan, with Trypticon being rebuilt, rather than created. In the Japanese exclusive follow-up series, The Headmasters, Trypticon continued to make semi-regular appearances, fighting Metroplex. Transformers, Zone, although intended to be a complete direct-to-video series, 1990 a Euro unregistered trademark Japanese exclusive Transformers, Zone series was cancelled after only one episode, but that was still enough time for Trypticon to put in a return appearance. Under the service of the mysterious insectoid being known as Violent Giger, he was one of the 9 great Decepticon generals the villain had recruited, alongside Devastator, Pyronicon, Bruticus, Predaking, Abominus, Manaza, Overlord and Black Zarak. He battled Atlas and Sonic Bomber alongside Pyronicon and Predaking. Using a new attack he calls his Energon Z-Beam, he almost kills the 2 Autobots, but Atlas released the Zone energy. Trypticon was destroyed by Atlas powered-up Battle Station mode. Comics Devil's Due Publishing, Trypticon would make an appearance in the third crossover between G.I. Joe and the Transformers, acting as the Decepticons' major defense against a combined Autobot G.I. Joe strike force trying to rescue Optimus Prime from Serpentor. He was stopped by the combined firepower of many Autobots, led by Ultra Magnus. He would also appear at the end in a glimpse of the future by Optimus Prime, facing off with his arch-rival Metroplex in shadow. Dreamwave Productions, presented as intelligent and loquacious in this continuity, Trypticon appeared in the second Transformers, The War Within mini-series, The Dark Ages. Having just been constructed, Trypticon was undergoing tests as a new mobile command base when a group of Autobots tracked his location, and a battle ensued. The Autobots were losing, and were about to be killed, but just in time Trypticon was recalled to aid Shockwave in combating the Fallen and Chaos Trinity. Fun Publications. Based on the Transformers Classics toy line, the Timeline's 2007 story is set 15 years after the end of the Marvel Comics story. Although Trypticon has yet to be depicted in the comics, he did have a toy made for the line, which was the basis for his form when he appeared in the classic verse lithograph sold of BotCon 2007. Within the Transformers animated universe, there is a penitentiary in an Autobot-controlled cone called the Trypticon Prison, where Megatron was held after he was defeated along with the other Decepticon prisoners. In this continuity, the Autobots won the war and control Cybertron. IDW Publishing, Trypticon would make his first IDW publishing appearance in issue number 1 of the Transformers, Stormbringer. He would appear in flashback as part of the combined Autobot-Decepticon army trying to stop Thunderwing. In Spotlight, Blaster, Trypticon appeared in a flashback among the Decepticon forces led by Razor Claw who attacked the Autobots on Cybertron just after Blaster was attacked. Trypticon's origins were revealed in the Transformers, Monstrosity, as an ancient creature that was defeated in battle by Metroplex and was sealed away beneath Toraxis by the Knights of Cybertron. During the early years of the Great War, he was accidentally uncovered by a team of Autobot scientists, but it was Scorponok who unleashed the monster by having Trypticon's cavern carpet bombed, awakening him. It was only the combined efforts of Megatron and Grimlock within Trypticon's body that ended his mindless rampage by destroying his core. However, in the aftermath, Megatron infused the giant with the spark of the quintessence, Pentious, resulting in Trypticon gaining intelligence and some of Pentious' memories, allowing him to become a loyal servant to Megatron. After defeating Metroplex, the influence of Pentious' desire to destroy Cybertron forced Megatron to decide to try extract his spark, but Optimus ultimately purged Pentious from Trypticon by using the Matrix of Leadership. In the IDW Publishing prequel comic book to the 2007 Transformers film, Trypticon City is the home of the Decepticon army on Cybertron. It is soon destroyed by Dreadwing when he attempts to overthrow Starscream. Marvel Comics, Trypticon was sent to Earth by Rashbat, at the behest of Shockwave, on an espionage and reconnaissance mission just after Megatron a unregistered trademark opposed death. As opposed to being simple-minded and stupid in the animated series, Trypticon is instead intelligent and very talkative in his comic incarnation. he launched a full-scale attack on the Autobots, nearly defeating them en masse. Wipeout kidnapped a human woman and Trypticon was about to kill her, but by coincidence, the Dinobots had recently resigned from the Autobots and found him while trying to establish their own base. Grimlock had met the woman previously and, impressed by her courage in not running from him, intervened to save her. The other Dinobots followed and a fight ensued, and Trypticon was called back to Cybertron by Rashbat, having exceeded his predetermined fuel expenditure. Trypticon would make one further appearance, this time in the British counterpart of Marvel's American Transformers comic series, in a storyline revolving around the plan of the rogue Autobot scientist, Flame, to turn Cybertron into a planet-sized warship. Having previously been forced into a partnership with the Decepticon, Flywheels, while fighting Flame's zombie army, Ultra Magnus sent the Decepticon to get reinforcements. Despite doubts that he would make good, Flywheels returned with Trypticon, who helped tear through Flame's forces. TFCON Comics, Trypticon appeared in the TFCON 2008 voice play Primitive Recall. Video games G1 Trypticon appears as a non-playable boss in the 1986 family computer video game, Transformers, Convoy known as O. Although he is the final boss, Trypticon must be defeated at least twice in order to completely finish the game. The first time, the player uses Ultra Magnus, however, the last time, the player must use Rodimus Prime. The classic line appeared in a simple Flash-based video game on the Hasbro website called Transformers Battle Circuit. In this one-on-one fighting game you press the right and left arrow keys to try to overpower your opponent. In the game you can play Rodimus, Bumblebee, Grimlock, Jetfire, Starscream, Astro Train, Trypticon or Minaza. Optimus Prime and Megatron each appear as the boss the player must defeat to win the game. Toys Generation 1 Trypticon, like his on-screen counterpart, Trypticon is a triple changer, being able to change from his Godzilla-like form into a city and a battle station. The toy incorporates a battery-operated motor, which enables a different gimmick in each form. As a Godzilla-like robot, Trypticon walks. As the Decepticon city, the two satellite radar dishes on top of the centermost tower rotate. And as a battle station, two silver artillery embankments rotate around. The batteries also operate a red-orange LED on the top of the highest tower and city and battle station modes. Trypticon can have Onslaught and Motor Master attached to the sides of his city mode, as both Onslaught and Motor Master feature ramp modes. Trypticon also comes with Full Tilt, another triple changer. His forms are Robot Form, a purple Cybertronian car buggy, and the chest plate of Trypticon's Robot mode. Moreover, the excess towers, ramps and whatnot merge to create a tank-themed drone called Brunt, doubling the power of Decepticon City. In the Japanese series, Beast Wars 2nd, the Trypticon toy was recolored, remolded into Gigastorm. Generation 1 Kabaya Gum Dinosaur, part of the original Gum toy series by Kabaya. Each package comes with a stick of chewing gum and an easy-to-assemble kit. The completed robot looks and transforms almost the same as the larger, original Takara version, only molded in silver instead of purple. Classics Legends Trypticon. The Classics Legends line in 2007 included a redeco of Cybertron Scourge done as a homage to Trypticon. Device Label Dinosaur, a redeco of Device Label Grimlock painted in Trypticon's colors. Transforms from robotic dinosaur to optical mouse. Transformers, Prime, a titan of a Decepticon, Trypticon casts a vast shadow across the battlefield whenever he appears. Though he once turned into Trypticon Station, a neutral scientific outpost, Trypticon's intelligence is only just enough to make him an effective warrior, even if it hardly seems needed with his vast array of weapons. He is equally formidable in his semi-current alternate mode of the Decepticons' Fortress of a Warship, the Nemesis, even after a space bridge accident sent his personality into stasis. Carrying Megatron and the remnants of his Decepticon uprising, the Nemesis is still a force to be reckoned with. Animated series Trypticon has appeared in Transformers, Prime as the Nemesis, the ship that brought the Decepticons to Earth. The ship appears in nearly all the episodes at some point, even if briefly. No origin was provided for the ship within the series itself. The ship is shown in Out of the Past as the ship Starscream used during the end of the Great War, which contradicts other events depicted in media such as Fall of Cybertron and Exodus, where Megatron used it to follow the Ark to Earth. It is possible that this ship was a separate ship with the same design. Throughout the series, the Nemesis appears as the Decepticons' base and the Decepticon keep track of all their operations from the warship. The ship travels across the world and sometimes goes into space. During the episode Armada, the Nemesis was sabotaged by the Autobot bulkhead, causing the ship to crash. In the following episode, Flying Mind, Megatron uses Dark Energon to re-energize the ship. This causes Trypticon's dormant mind to reawaken. Trypticon takes control of himself, seeking the Iacon artifacts, and places Megatron and the other Decepticons in stasis after they interfere. Trypticon is eventually stopped by the Autobots' human allies, who flush the Dark Energon out of his system, returning him to standby mode. Trypticon is not referred to by name, only as the Decepticon warship. With the creation of Nuken in the episode Darkest Hour, the Nemesis was parked there before they used a bomb that was inside it to destroy the Autobot base. After the creation of Megatron's Dark Mount Fortress, the Nemesis is relegated to scanning the globe for the Autobots and their human allies. It later returns to its function as the Decepticons' mobile headquarters in Rebellion after Dark Mount is destroyed. The Decepticons would continue to use the ship until the end of the series, where the Decepticons kidnap Ratchet and they rebuild the Omega lock on the ship's underside, causing the Autobots to storm the Nemesis to stop them from cyberforming Earth in a final battle. In the final episode, called Deadlock, the Autobots easily dispatch the remaining Decepticons and imprison the survivors, with the children trapping Soundwave in the shadows and so the Wreckers can secure the Nemesis's bridge and Megatron being killed by Bumblebee forcibly leaving Shockwave and Starscream to escape and Knockout to attempt to join the Autobots. The Autobots take the Nemesis to Cybertron to revive it. In the series finale television movie, Transformers Prime Beast Hunters, Predacons Rising, the Autobots continue to use the ship as a base, with Knockout and the remaining Vicons imprisoned in a cell room. When Unicron arrives in Megatron's body to destroy Cybertron, the Autobots make one final attempt to stop him by using the ship and its weaponry against the Dark God. Unicron easily takes the ship down with a single blast from a Dark Energon weapon, causing it to crash near the Well of All Sparks where it remained while Optimus fought and defeated Unicron and the Torokan Predacons were stopped. It remained there when Optimus sacrificed himself to restore the Allspark to Cybertron's core. Books Trypticon appears in the novel Transformers, Exodus. He first appears in his space station mode, then in his giant reptilian form. He is then ordered by Megatron to transform into a Nemesis-class battleship to pursue the Ark. In Transformers, Exiles, after a space bridge accident, Trypticon was stuck in ship mode, and lost his sentience, but Megatron thought that the Nemesis was still in good condition and that he was still useful in his ship mode, and that's all that matters to him. Games Trypticon appears as the Autobot campaign's final boss in the 2010 video game Transformers, War for Cybertron. In the Autobot campaign, he is ordered by Megatron to shoot down any Autobot transport ship attempting to leave the dying planet of Cybertron. In retaliation, Optimus Prime orders Jetfire, Silverbolt and Air Raid to fly and destroy Trypticon. The aerial trio enter Trypticon and destroy his cooling systems and pulse regulator, disabling his main weapon. Unfortunately, the attacks are not enough to disable Trypticon, at which point they realize he is a Cybertronian and not just a weapon, so they enter his core and destroy his transformation cog. Forced to revert into dinosaur mode, Trypticon begins falling toward the Autobot city of Iacon with the intent of destroying it, but the Autobot trio destroy his flight pack, sending him crashing into the planet. Optimus Prime and his ground-based troops finish him off, sending him plunging into a pool of Energon goo. Trypticon also appears in Transformers, Fall of Cybertron. After his defeat at the hands of Optimus Prime, Trypticon's body is salvaged from the Energon pool and dismantled, kept in pieces. Sometime later, Shockwave informs Megatron of a planet rich with resources that they could reach by space bridge, and all they need is a vessel to take them there. While the scientist works on the space bridge, Megatron leads an assault on the labs where Trypticon's body parts are being held. Piece by piece, the Decepticons are able to retake the monster's body. Eventually, after some tinkering, Soundwave is able to reassemble Trypticon despite his gargantuan size. Soundwave states that there was massive damage to the reptilian Decepticon, and it would likely take some time to repair. Megatron has other plans and informs Trypticon that as he had failed in his task of destroying the Autobots, and that he wants his chassis altered to his specifications. However, Megatron congratulates him that he destroys few more Autobots and wrecking the Iacon City as a part of Trypticon's plan, then give him the new auxiliary ship mode. Soundwave told Megatron that Trypticon has new idea for his new ship mode. His mode can permanently, then Megatron orders Trypticon to rewards him the new living dinosaur-like ship called Nemesis. Once Soundwave's work was complete, the Nemesis pursues the Ark as it departs Cybertron and engages it in a fierce ship-to-ship battle in front of the wormhole of a space bridge. As Optimus and Megatron duel, the space bridge begins tearing both ships apart, and ultimately sucks both ships through to parts unknown. Trypticon appears as the Nemesis in Transformers, Prime the game, towing a large piece of dark energon containing the Herald of Unicron Thunderwing. Towards the end of the game, after Thunderwing is taken aboard so the Decepticons can repair him, he breaks out of the ship causing it to crash, leaving Megatron as the only remaining Decepticon. In addition, Trypticon appears in Transformers, Rise of the Darkspark, which takes place between War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron, in which Trypticon appears as a heavily damaged corpse laying wastefully in an energon pool when Jetfire and Perceptor go on board him to inspect it. References. External links: Trypticon at tfwiki.net, the Transformers Wiki.